Hello everybody, Shadow here, and welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward. Last time, we talked to a hologram, or the hologram talked to us, and then we did some stuff, saved Akane, and now we're returning to the future. AB game, round 3. Ally, do you wish to jump? Yes, we would. We're waking up.
Looks like you're awake.
Did we pass out? What happened? Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
No, not at all, actually.
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but...
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
So we went to the warehouse to check on you.
Right.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Well, that's probably concerning.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
I looked over at Fi and met her eyes. Do you remember what happened just now?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah. You got him pretty good, huh?
Huh. Yeah, I remember all right.
He deserves it.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Quark! You're awake! Quark!
What am I? Chopped liver?
To be fair, Alice... Okay, first of all, Alice! Second of all, to be fair, you're dead in like half of the timelines. So, technically, we haven't really gotten as much of a chance to know you and, like, appreciate you. Also, the timelines where you're alive, you're not necessarily the nicest person. Just throwing that out there. Anyway.
Back among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Right?
Yeah, thanks. Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
Technically, he also found the medicine. He was there. No problem. All in a day's work. Although, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit action.
Really grabbing at straws here, aren't you?
Yes, he is. Hey, I wasn't talking to Quark. That was an offer for Alice.
Not really my point.
Yeah.
Whatever. Forget about that. Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Have we been out for that long?
Look at your bracelet.
It says 10. I have 10 BP?
I've got 15 BP? That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
Right. But how?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours.
Oh my!
We've played the AB game 3 times.
3 times?
Yes. Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time.
Right.
But no matter who voted, everyone chose Ally.
Hooray! Well, congratulations, everybody!
And now all of us have enough to leave.
Yay! Nice! We're all gonna survive! Except for Dio, he's gonna be trapped here forever. He's not getting away from that sink. I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all of our BP past 9? Was it because Akane hadn't been killed? Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another. Or could the bombs have had something to do with it? We'd all joined forces against Dio, and Fi and I had been able to disarm all of them. All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps that had strengthened our bond. Which, I had to admit, would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted the bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable.
Right.
Sacrifices had to be made for the
Okay.
sake of the project.
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
Right. Wait. What about him? After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Told you, he's not leaving that sink. Alice was the only holdout. She'd complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escaped and deal with Theo then, she reluctantly complied.
All right, let's get going.
All right. Going to the number 9 door. Well, everybody ready? I'm gonna open it.
Yes, just get on with it.
Even at the very end, we're still like that. Everyone else swallowed and nodded. I grabbed the lever and pulled it down. Ta-da! It's open!
The number 9 door has been opened.
You know, I don't know how long Dio is gonna sleep, but I would just love to imagine that he wakes up like right then, and he's like, oh no,
It will remain open.
I'm locked
for
to a
9
sink,
seconds.
and the number 9 door is open. He's probably cursing up a storm, assuming he's awake. All right, everybody, let's move. I didn't need to tell them twice. The room inside was clearly a loading elevator. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a huge pedestal. We ran to the center of the plate and turned around. Oh gosh, sorry, yawning. The number 9 door stood wide open.
2, 1, 0. The number 9 door is closing.
Right. Okay, well, now we're on the other side. And with much better circumstances than the last time.
The number 9 door has closed.
Right?
This ends the Nonary game. Thank you for your participation.
Right?
As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
Thank you, Akane. As it is clearly Akane talking. Well, up we go. Slowly but surely. Oh gosh. Yawning more and more and more. Not great. All right. Well.
Looks
Oh
like
gosh,
we did it.
it feels surreal because I've been just enjoying this game so much. It still hasn't quite settled in on the fact that we're kind of almost done with the game.
Yes, we should keep moving.
Beyond the door. Yeah, sorry. Again. Beyond the door was a wide hallway that ended in a very solid wall. To the left, we found a very familiar-looking door. We pushed it open and went in. Hey, look! It's another pressure exchange chamber. Again! Oh gosh! Why? It's like 1 in the it's 1:30. Why am I yawning so much? Stop it. The pressure exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah. Sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep the air outside and consequently, the virus from getting inside. That means if we want to go out, we have to decompress so we match the outside air pressure. This room here is where you prepare for going into the actual pressure exchange room. You see all those suits along the wall? I figure we need to put those on and head to the decompression room downstairs.
Whoa!
Blah, blah, blah,
Hold
blah,
on a
blah,
minute.
blah, 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 blah.
You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Certainly possible, yes. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Of course, according to Akane, we were all already infected with Radical 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why? How did all this happen?
Did they?
No. That's not possible.
Well, you don't know.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now.
Right.
Let's go outside. There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
Right.
All right.
So is K double suiting? Is that what's happening? Probably. No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression room. Okie doke. As soon as we were all inside, the process began. Through my helmet, I could hear the soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. We stood there for several minutes, waiting for the process to finish. At last it did, and we heard the door begin to open. Beyond it was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it. Hello! The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I'd seen it before, in another timeline. The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visors of their helmets, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments, we just stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we?
That's a very good question.
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out. I mean, which one?
I don't know, but I think I know what day it is.
Right.
Look at the moon. It's red, right?
Yes.
That means today's the total lunar eclipse.
Okay.
So? Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge?
Yes, we do.
Well, the next eclipse like this was gonna be on December 31st, 2028.
Right.
So,
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
Possible.
I think so.
Wherever we were must have been far away from any city. The air was clearer than I'd ever seen it. And the stars, the sky was full of them. More stars than I'd ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way. But the most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red and massive. Much bigger, in fact, than I remembered it being. Then, as I watched, a black spot began to move across its surface. It was hard to see details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, heading for the right edge. What's that?
The moon. Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
Right. The moon's shadow? I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation.
Right.
He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too.
Right.
And I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me.
Okay.
Just so I could see her. Such an idiot.
Right. Okay. Fair.
So, that being the case, might as well start with this.
Here it
I
goes.
said before, that up there is the moon's shadow.
Right. What the hell are you saying?
Think about it. If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
Here we go.
That's Earth?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not the red moon you get from a lunar eclipse. And again, this isn't a lunar eclipse. It's
Right.
a solar eclipse.
Oh my.
Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
Fancy. What? No. No way. If that's the Earth, then where the hell are we?
The moon, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say, use your brain hole?
This is the lunar surface.
Right.
We were just inside a moon base.
Indeed.
No way. No.
Quark's
You've
just
gotta
like,
be lying.
duh.
How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah. That's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
Okay. She picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way.
Okay.
I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth.
I see.
Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest, but
Yes. Well, you're people to me, okay?
Excuse me? What?
please just listen.
Okay.
Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Accelavir, which cured you.
Right.
The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
I see.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6.
Right.
It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed.
I see.
Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed.
Okay.
If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408.
Interesting.
That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed.
Oh my.
As you said before, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's.
Indeed.
The time
Okay.
it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square root of the gravitational acceleration.
Alright.
Since the gravity is lower on the moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. Let me give you an example.
Right.
Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters.
Okay.
It will take approximately 1 second to hit the ground.
Alright.
On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately 2.45 seconds.
I see. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well,
Fair.
You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense? So now we've established that on the moon, things fall root 6 times slower than they do on Earth.
Right.
That being the case, what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second.
Okay.
4.9 seconds would feel like 2.
I get what you're saying.
But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of us. Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity?
Yes.
Are you sure you didn't notice anything? Think back. Huh? You and Sigmund Phi said something about it in the lounge. About how you felt weird.
Okay.
It's kind of like my body isn't really mine.
She did in fact say
I was
that.
sort of floating. Like that.
Right. It seemed insane, but what Luna said made sense. In fact, it explained Phi's apparently superhuman strength quite well. Right. Well,
Wait. This is crazy.
yes, it is.
That can't possibly be Earth out there.
But it is.
Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth, and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Well,
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something.
okay.
This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028.
Right.
Today is January 27th.
Okay. In 29?
No,
Don't tell me. 30?
No.
still no.
31?
Just what year is this?
Here it comes.
74.
74.
74.
Oh my. No. That's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years
I
ago.
don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074.
Right.
Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time.
Okay.
That's just science.
Right.
Nobody can change that.
But why is the Earth red?
That's a
Well,
long story.
yeah.
About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world.
Okay.
On the 13th, all 18 of them went up
Oh my.
at the same time.
Oof.
The explosion was about 180,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
Right. What? Why?
I suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada.
Right. Okay.
December 31st, 2028, there was an accident.
Right.
Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing.
Okay.
The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped.
Right.
Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world.
Indeed.
Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down,
Right.
but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself.
Oh my. Yes.
Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up.
Okay.
Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. But for some, it was poison or fire or asphyxiation or the noose. Plenty of people
Right.
jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground.
Ugh, my.
Forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses. Covered with
Ugh.
flies and rats and crows.
Oh my.
I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that.
Yeah, probably.
After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another.
Right.
They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6?
Indeed.
The answer, they decided, was purification.
Oh my.
They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good. On April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into effect.
Okay. Let me guess. It was America that decided that that was a good idea.
That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors.
Yeah. Probably didn't
The
work
truth
very
is,
well.
That's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened. But I've got my own theories.
Okay.
I think that the bombers had already been infected.
I see.
And when they died, they took billions with them. The
Yeah.
ultimate if I die, you're coming with me gesture, I suppose. I'd bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors.
Right.
Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6 killed most of the people on Earth.
Right.
Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. Point is, it happened.
Yeah.
Ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, that's basically what we got.
Okay.
The explosions threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires.
Right.
It blotted out the sun for 7 years.
Oh my.
Plants withered and animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive.
Right.
They were rough times. Eventually, they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear.
Right.
Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now, but there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air.
Indeed.
That's what you're seeing.
I mean, yeah,
You know why a
that would
sunset's
make
red?
sense.
Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air.
Okay.
Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty.
I see.
So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
Interesting. I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There was no reason for Tenmyoji to lie to us. So we were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074. But why? Why were we there? Why were we then? All very good questions. I was so lost in thought I barely noticed Phi's approach.
Hey, Sigma,
Yes?
I think I figured something out.
Okay. A window popped up on the inside of my helmet with Whisper in the corner. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah? What is
I
it?
figured out why there's an extra E.
An extra E? Oh, you mean the graffiti?
Yeah, the one on floor B.
Right.
I think it's an anagram, just like on floor A.
I see. What's Anna say this time?
God damn it, Sigma! Knock it off! Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun.
Right.
If you rearrange the letters, you get... The man on the moon rules the infinite time.
Oh my.
See? You need 6 E's to get that.
Right.
So they stuck an extra one in ninth.
The man on the moon rules the infinite time?
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane.
It's very possible, yes.
Remember what she was telling us?
Right.
We created the AB project for one purpose. To transport the consciousnesses of two people into the past.
Right.
Those two people are you, Sigma, and you, Vi.
Indeed. So, what are you getting at?
My god, you're slow.
Yeah, he is, and so am
You
I.
don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours.
Right.
I think they're planning to send us back. Way back.
Way back? Wait a minute. Are you saying you think they're going to send us back 45 years?
Yeah. I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenmyoji was talking
I
about.
think so.
That doesn't make sense, though. I mean, we came from that same time period. Before it, actually. So why bring us here and then send us back? Very, very good question.
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay
Right.
her a visit.
Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea.
Convenient.
Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Tu fui ego eris.
Okay. The grave! The one in the garden! I don't know if I actually ever well, I don't know if I ever looked at it. I don't remember if it like is actually in focus through the story. It's been a while since we've been in the garden. I say, like, despite the fact that we were in the garden with Alice, like, I don't know, 5 episodes ago, something like that. I don't know.
Well, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
Right. How do we get back inside? We turned and ran back into the pressure exchange chamber, the others following close behind.
What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going to go and have a talk with somebody.
Who?
You really need me to spell it out? The person behind all of
You mean
this.
Akane?
What? There it is. Yup. Kay finally lets out that he connects the dots.
I'll take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Okay.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
That's a very good question.
I'll tell you when we get there.
All right.
Now, if you please.
If you say so.
I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
Fair enough.
I'm going too then. So am I.
Hey, is this Akane you're talking about?
Yeah, you know her real well.
Wait,
Yep.
you're serious?
Yup.
What the hell is going on?
That's a very good question. Shut up. Just shut up. Come if you want to. We don't need to do roll call. Once we get there, Akane can explain everything. With that, we headed back through the airlock. I'm trying to think of the best time to stop. I don't actually know. I don't know how much more is left off the top of my head. I think this episode might be a bit short compared to other ones. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. The door is opening again? What?
Oh, clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends.
Right.
Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course. But the door on floor B...
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take the lift to it.
Right.
It looks like I was right.
Ta-da!
Any idea where Akane might be?
Yeah. The grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive. Just in the grave. Anyway, let's move. To the garden! Everybody run! I think we're gonna stop here. And I'm gonna hope that it's a good call. The next episode just might be a bit long. If that's, if I make a bad call at stopping now. So yeah,
Is Akane really under here?
that's a very good question. One we will answer next time. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!